right, Cage, let's have a look at what's happened in the AFL since round 22 finished, of course, for the Adelaide Crows.
Yep.
All right, in Sam Jacobs from Carlton, Richard Tamling from Richmond.
Plus Sam Jacobs, jury out on Richard Tamling.
All right, gone. Nathan Bock, Brett Burton, Brian Donnelly, Tyson Edwards, Simon Goodwin, Jonathan Griffin, Trent Henschel, Jared Jackie and Andrew McLeod.
Well, that just blows you away. Like, that's a heap of experience gone there. And like, for any club to lose that calibre of player and players and experience, whew, that is a huge challenge for the Crows.
All right, in the coaching box, Scott Camporelli comes in, Todd Viney goes out.
Todd Viney, a huge loss that. Todd Viney was being mooted as the next coach of the Adelaide Football Club, so that's a loss, with all due respects to young Scotty Camporelli.
All right, in the injuries, Brad Moran, Andy Otten will be raring to go from day one of the pre-season, both over their injury, so that's a good one.
Andy Otten's a plus.
All right, Jared Petrenko, foot and ankle surgery, probably on a modified program, then he'll be back in business.
He's shown some glimpses.
All right, Bernie Vince has a modified program on that knee. Pre-season starts November 1, Cage.
Yeah, well, look, it's a huge challenge for the Adelaide Football Club to lose all that experience from the side. Look, I still feel, given the fact they've lost those players, that if they get a good run with injury, and that'll kill any side, I still think they can go for a place in the 8.
All right, draft picks in the National Draft, Cage, which is coming up on November the 18th. They got 14, 61, 84, 101, 118, 135.
Well, the club's pretty confident with pick 14. They'll get a high calibre player, and I think they will at pick 14. But it's been compromised, of course, by the Gold Coast, and next year it's Greater Western Sydney. So, hey, a big challenge for Adelaide. All
right, let's have a look what's happened to the Power since round 22 in Simon Phillips from Norwood.
A plus, I saw the kid play a couple of games this year for Norwood. He's very much like Hitchcock. He's quick, kicks goals, so hey, that's a plus.
All right, gone. Josh Carr, Cameron Cloak, Glenn Dawson, Scott Harding, Jordan Johns, Nathan Cracker, Wade Thompson, Warren Treadray.
Well, they'll certainly miss Treaders. He's a champion, there's no question. But other than that, I think those players that have gone, I think Port Adelaide can cover them, to be quite frank.
All right. In the coaching box, of course, Matty Primus now the senior coach.
Yep.
Dean Laidley comes back. Matthew Nix, Daniel Healy.
Well, Dean Laidley coming back as their midfield coach, that is a huge plus. And it's a challenge now for Gary Hocking, upgraded to senior coach. So, hey, a challenge for Port Adelaide. They're a better side we saw last year.
All right, I reckon the big one is getting Dean Laidley back,
no
Coach, to help Matty Primus out with that.
That is a huge boost.
All right, out of the coaching box, Mark Williams, Adam Kingsley and Darren Trevina. So,
yeah, interesting. Choco, I'm a great G for Choco, premiership coach, but it'll be a challenging time for Matty. It's also for Buddha Hocking. So, hey, good times.
All right, here's the big ones for them,
What's
Coach.
The big one?
Back from injury, Chad Corns, hand fracture.
I reckon he'll have an unbelievable year, Chad. I know he's over 30. He was hampered from day one last year with injuries, and I've seen Chad. I've seen him train his body, mate. He looks $1,000,000, and he's that bloody determined to show that last year wasn't a true indication of his form. He'll have a belter of a year.
All right, I saw him this morning, Cage, down on the beach working out, and he looks like he is in mint condition.
Unbelievable.
So be ready for him. Hamish Hartlett with a quad, ready to go.
Well, see, that's another question. You talk about Hamish Hartlett, huge amount of ability. You talk about Robbie Gray, again, a huge amount of ability, but they've got to get on the park. Previously, that hasn't been the case. Now, if they can get those bodies right of those two players, then you're cooking with gas then.
All right, Travis Boak had an adductor release. He'll join them in December. Brett Ebert expected to be up and running next month after the large surgery, and Stephen Salopek in the same boat with his shoulder. Jacob Surgeon, still a bit unknown about his knee, but he'll be back at some stage, probably 3 or 4 weeks into the season.
Plus for Port Adelaide was Travis Boak staying and Stephen Salopek staying. Both talented players. I rate Travis Boak extremely highly. I think he could be anything, Travis Boak. And for Port Adelaide to keep those two players, that's a plus.
All right, Cage, the NAB Cup, February 11th. Now, different format, 2 20-minute halves. We've got the Power, the Crows and Melbourne playing in that. How do you like it?
Well, it's interesting. They're trying to make it different. They're trying to make it exciting. The only query that I've got about them, well, 2 queries. First of all, when you talk about the draw that Port Adelaide and Adelaide are in, Adelaide play round 1 Melbourne. Then they've got to wait another 90 minutes before they play Port Adelaide in round 3. and that's going to take a tremendous amount of good management with the players, because they'll be cold and all that sort of business. And the other thing that does concern me and fascinate me is that the AFL haven't decided whether they'll have a 30-man squad for each club, or they'll have different teams. Look, if you're going to make a new concept, have it down pat, for goodness sake. It sounds as though it's half-baked, but look, I reckon, it's new, it's interesting, and they're trying to make it exciting.
All right, fair enough, Coach.